What is up, guys? It's Drip Drop bringing you the drippest drop I can find. I hope you guys are doing well, and I want you guys to know that you are loved. In today's video, we're going to go over the How to Play MetaZoo series part 2. In part 2, we're going to be going over traits and status effects. What they are, what they do, what they look like, and anything else you might think of. So hope you guys get value out of this video. Hope you guys enjoy it, and let's go ahead and get into it. And if you guys enjoy watching this content and you want to see more of it, don't forget to punch the like button, slap the subscribe button, and don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss anything. And always remember to stay thankful. We have a Bloodsucker. Whenever a beastie with this trait deals damage, it recovers LP equal to that damage it dealt to targeted pages, not exceeding the target's page LP. So you can't go over whatever LP is on the card, but you can heal up back to what your original LP was. Then we have Burrow. At the start of each turn, you may declare that a beastie with Burrow is burrowing until the end of that turn. A burrowed beastie cannot declare an attack, be declared as a defender, or activate a power. A burrowed beastie cannot be targeted by any spell, artifact, power, or attack unless the attacking beastie has Burrow. So Burrow is a pretty nice little trait in which you're able to essentially dodge attacks. Convert. You may fatigue a beastie or artifact with this trait to generate one aura of the same type as the page with this trait. Now, Convert can be useful or it can't be useful, depending on the situation. I believe Convert is a situational trait in which if you don't have enough aura to play a certain page, then you would convert your beastie that has the trait Convert to generate an aura and then be able to essentially play that page that you were needing to play. Then next we have Destroyer. If a beastie with this trait deals damage using an attack to a beastie or artifact, the damaged beastie or artifact is destroyed. Next we have Defender. A beastie or artifact with the Defender trait temporarily doubles its maximum LP during an opponent caster's turn. So that's pretty interesting. If you were attacked or for that turn you needed to double your LP to get away with an attack, then you could use Defender as a way to not deflect, but essentially soak up a lot of damage. Next up we have Fear. When a beastie with this trait is contracted, you may target a beastie and flip a coin. If heads, it is placed back into the owner's chapter. So I like the page Wendigo, where you're able to play that, contract it, and then be able to flip a coin and send one of their possibly important high aura cards back into their chapter, and then they have to bring it back fatigued. So it kind of delays the game a little bit, gives you extra time to be able to formulate a plan. Next up we have First Strike. A beastie or spell with this trait deals damage first, whether attacking or defending. If both the attacker and the defender have this trait, flip a coin to determine who deals damage first. Then we have Flash. When a beastie or artifact with this trait is contracted into the arena, you'll flip a coin. If heads, target beastie cannot declare an attack until the end of the caster's next turn. The Flash kind of reminds me of Final Flash when Vegeta used it in Dragon Ball Z. I think it's pretty cool. Then we have Fleet. A beastie with this trait does not enter the arena fatigued. In certain situations, Fleet really does help change the direction of the game. I believe that Fleet is one of the best traits in the entire game, and I'm excited to see what wombo combos you can pull off with Fleet. Next up we have Flight. Beasties with this trait can only be the target of a declared attack by other beasties with Flight. Next up we have Magiproof. A beastie or artifact with this trait cannot be targeted by spells. Now the Loveland Frogman has this, and I disliked it heavily for personal reasons because I couldn't take it out. But Magiproof is a great trait, especially for that Loveland Frogman. Next up we have Immortal. The beastie or artifact with this trait is not destroyed when its LP is reduced to 0, but can be destroyed by other page effects. So it depends on if you have a beastie that can take out the Immortal beastie with an effect it has. There's not really a way of taking it out directly. You would have to probably use a spell that would banish or get rid of it entirely. Next one is something that we haven't really seen a whole lot. We have Infectious. Every time a beastie with this trait destroys another beastie, place a nameless beastie token into the arena with a maximum LP equal to the beastie's maximum LP, and attacks with damage and aura attacks advantage equal to the printed damage of attacks on this beastie. The token is of the same aura type as the beastie with this trait. So basically, you're making a clone. And that's pretty self-explanatory. Next up, we have Invisible. No defenders may be declared when a beastie or artifact with this trait declares an attack, and with this beastie or artifact may not be the target of a declared attack. So, I mean, invisible is invisible. If you can't see it, you can't attack it. Regen. Regen. For each regen trait a beastie has, it recovers 10 LP at the end of each turn. So depending on if it has 1, 2, or 3 of these regen traits, symbols, then you'll gain 10 LP per symbol that you see on the card. Then we have Spirit. A beastie or artifact with this trait cannot be the target of a declared attack. I think that makes spirits very versatile in this game and a very strong option to put into your spellbook. Next up, we have Stone Skin. A beastie with this trait reduces all damage it would take outside of attacking or defending to 0. Effects that would cause a beastie to lose LP are not prevented by Stone Skin. That would mean the only way to take out a beastie with Stone Skin would be to directly attack them, because there are no other ways outside of attacking and defending to take them out. Then we have Trap. A page with this trait may be placed face down from your chapter into the arena, or face down under a beastie or artifact without paying its aura cost. Traps are a little bit more detailed because although it may have the trap trait, depending on what the card does when it's flipped up after being used, you'll have to read the text for the flipped position on that specific page. Then we have Unblockable. No defenders may be declared when a beastie or artifact with this trait declares an attack. So if you had a beastie that had the trait Unblockable and you went to attack the caster or one of their beasties, they wouldn't be able to block that attack with Unblockable. Then we have Venomous. If a beastie with this trait is a defender, the attacking beastie is inflicted with 1 poison counter. Then we have Equipment. If a beastie, artifact, or spell has this trait, you may attach this page to a chosen beastie. Most of the time, equipment pages are used to power up beasties. Then lastly, we have Self-Destruct. You may fatigue this page on your turn to destroy this page. So with this trait, it might have a wombo combo with your deck. If you damage, or if a card was damaged during your turn, you might be able to use an attack or an effect or what have you to, lead charge on a big attack onto your caster or one of their beasties. Now with the first status effect, we have Burn. Burn can affect beasties or casters, which I think is pretty cool. It's a neat little thing there. When a page is inflicted with burn, place a burn indicator on the page. When a caster is inflicted with burn, place a burn indicator in front of the caster. Roll a die, a d6, and place a number of counters on that burn equal to the number that was rolled. At the start of every turn, remove a counter from the burn indicator. When there are no counters left on the burn indicator, remove it from the page or caster. While a caster is burned, that caster loses 20 life points every time they declare an attack with a beastie they control. On the other hand, while a page is burned, that page loses 20 life points each time that specific page declares an attack. So if you plan on attacking while burned, be ready to take 20 life points damaged per beast that you attack with, especially if you, the caster, are burned. Then we have the Poison status effect. Poison can affect beasties or casters as well. A page or caster may have up to 3 poison indicators on it. I don't believe you can have any more than that. When a page is inflicted with poison, place a poison indicator on the page. When a caster is inflicted with poison, place the poison indicator in front of the caster. Poison pages and casters lose LP equal to 10 times the amount of poison indicators on it at the end of every turn. A poison indicator is removed at the start of the third turn from which it was placed. Then we have Paralyze. When a page is inflicted with Paralyze, you'll flip a coin. And if heads, place a Paralyze indicator on the page that you paralyzed. Paralyzed pages are considered to have no effect text. All of their attacks damages become 0 and lose all effects. They cannot attack or defend. So basically, when a card is paralyzed, it cannot do a dadgum thing. Then, remove the Paralyze indicator from the page at the end of the next turn from when the indicator was placed. So you just have to be patient. Hopefully you're not taken out. Be patient and you will get your beastie back. Next up we have Sleep. Sleep can affect beasties. So you cannot paralyze a caster. On the other hand, you cannot put a caster to sleep. When a page is inflicted with sleep, you'll flip a coin. And if heads, Place a sleep counter on the page and fatigue the page. A sleeping page cannot awaken under any circumstances. Whenever a sleeping page becomes the target of an attack, remove the sleep indicator from it. So that's the only circumstance in which you can wake up from sleep, is if that page is attacked. When a sleeping page takes any damage outside of combat in which it was inflicted with sleep, double the damage. Remove the sleep indicator from the page and awaken it. We have Scared. Scared can affect beasties only, not casters. When a page is inflicted with Scared, place a Scared indicator on the page. Anytime the page would be fatigued, flip a coin, and if tails, return the page to its owner's chapter. If heads, remove the Scared indicator from the page. Scared is pretty OP when used correctly. Then lastly, we have Confusion. Can affect all beasties. When a page is affected with Confusion, place a Confusion indicator on the page. Anytime a page with Confusion would deal damage with an attack, you'll flip a coin. And if tails, deal that much damage to the page that used the attack instead and remove the Confusion indicator. If heads, the attack occurs as normal. So Confusion can be a little pesky, but you can get through it. Thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned for part 3.